and the sound, the whole thing. Let's go live. And I'm gonna. Okay. Oh yeah, we're coming through the microphone here now too. Is there feedback, or does that sound good, madam, over the internet, or is there too much feedback from our own microphone system here? Okay, I know we're on. How's it sound, Matt, when I talk? And by the way, I'm right up against the microphone now. Is that too much? Or is it okay when I'm back here? What's good? Steve wants to know that too. So this is when I'm sitting away from the microphone, and this is when I'm right on top of it. Which is better? That one, well, let's let him. I never scream. I never scream during backgammon. You got the wrong sport where I scream. Ah, okay. I agree. I don't think I should be on top of it, but I want to know how it sounds to him over the internet.
Hello,
He
Matt.
said we sound fine.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's great. I'll keep my text on. And let me know. Let's see. Where do we see? Well, we have 3 participants. What does that mean? All right, Jill, you're going to go back and get him set up. I'll tell you what. I'm going to wave to you when they should start because I want to do a quick introduction before they start playing. Okay. We don't want them to start because, well, I'll tell you what. Start in 5. How about start in 5 minutes? I just saw him there, but okay. All right, she'll go and tell you when to start. I want to make sure we have that we give a chance to do a little background on the 2 players, do a little commentary, make it sound
Maybe
good.
we could do the background right now because how many people do we have watching?
I have no idea. Is there a way we can tell how many people are watching, Matt? Pardon me? Is that it? That says 3 participants. That might be it. That could be just the 3 of us. Yeah. The whole world heard this. Oh my goodness. We're streaming now. All right. They're playing over there. Yeah, I'll show you where they're going.
Thank you for waiting. Sure. I know it was a long time.
I don't know when they want us to start up there. Do you want to the side pool?
So we are live and streaming,
And
and we're going to go ahead and get started with the finals of the New York Metro Open. And we have 2 great players in the finals. First of all, we have 2 great commentators, Steve Sachs, the great Steve Sachs, and the mediocre Phil Simborg, who's talking. And we're getting to watch one of my favorite people of all time in backgammon, KG Kent Goulding, who has took a vacation from the game for quite a while. He was working. He was a professional slot machine player. He told me I could tell him that because he's retired. He lives in Maryland. He's been a giant many, many times, one of the great all-time players and a really great commentary himself. He would be sitting here if he wasn't playing. I can assure you that. Just a terrific guy, terrific sport, and love to see him in the finals. He's playing another really good friend of mine that I've gotten to know very well recently, Kimon, and I'm not even going to try to say this, Papacinopoulos. His father was Greek, but he's German. He lives in Germany, right near Cologne. He's a professional attorney. He plays backgammon all over the world. He's got many victories and much experience. He said his biggest win was in a side event in Nassau against me about a month ago. And that was the most exciting thing that ever happened to him in his life, was beating me. And he played very, very well. Nice guy. And we're very happy to see 2 very distinguished people in the finals. The New York Metro tournament has become the single biggest tournament in the United States. Got a tremendous turnout. A very, very difficult draw. It's really amazing that for anybody to make the finals of this event. We have people like Mochi and Steve Sachs and a lot of great giants in this tournament that got knocked out. Tobias Hellwood got pretty far. I think he got beat by Kimon in the semis. And just a great, great tournament. And I'm very, very thrilled that I'm in the Masters. I'm in the Masters finals, which will happen after this. So stay tuned. And then we've got a super jackpot as well. So it's just an incredible tournament. Anything to add, Steve, before we start?
Yeah, on the road to victory to, first of all, Kimon is the defending champion of the New York Metro Open. This is an extremely difficult tournament to win. And not only did he win it last year, he has a chance to win it 2 years in a row, which is almost unprecedented. On his route to victory, he beat in the second round 2012 world champion Nevzat Dogan, In the third round, Frank DiMaggio. The fourth round, up-and-comer Nick Blazer. In the fifth round, he beat Luca Martino. And in the semifinals, he beat the great Tobias Hellwag. Kent Goulding, on the other hand, in his route to the finals, beat Andy Rubian, 2018 ABT Player of the Year Richard Munitz in the third round, the great Alan Steffen, fantastic European player Volker Sonneben in the quarterfinals, and last year's semifinalist and again semifinalist Leila Zalotskaya. So quite some difficult opponents to reach where they're at right now in the finals.
As you might be able to see on the screen, Kent Goulding is at the bottom of your screen and playing the white checkers, and they will be bearing off, I assume, to your left. And Kimon is in the red, has the red checkers. Well, I think you should be able to see the dice clearly, but we can see it very clearly on our screen. I hope it's a good view, and thanks to the staff here at New York Metro for setting this up with, we have a large screen TV here to watch it with, and it should be very, very exciting. My goal in these commentaries is to try and, I assume that we have both very, very fine players and beginners watching, and this will be streamed on YouTube later. So I may be explaining some things that might be a little bit simple for many people, but keep in mind that we have all kinds of viewers, and we're trying to make backgammon more accessible to the masses and make more people understand it. They're playing a 13-point match. The first one who reaches 13 points wins. And if a player gets to 12 points, and which means one away from winning, then there's a rule called the Crawford rule where the other player can't double for one game. But if the loser or the trailer wins that game, then he can double thereafter. The doubling cube is used in traditional backgammon, and a lot of people around the world don't play with the doubling cube. They play what's called shesh, besh, or tavla without the cube, and it's still a great, great game. But the cube adds a tremendous amount of fun and gambling and excitement to the game, and it makes it much, much more intricate. So we're finding that players all over the world who have been playing this game for 40 and 50 years, once they discover the doubling cube and match play, they're seeing what an intellectual experience this is. Yes, there's luck in the dice, but it's no fluke that two of the better players are in the finals, and it's almost always the case. But just like poker, once in a while you can get lucky and win. Look at me. Anybody can win. Mochi's clearly right now the best player in the world. He got knocked out early. It happens. It's a dice game, and that's part of what makes it fun and gives everyone a chance to play. So you can Google backgammon and find your local federation. There's one in just about every major country in the world, and lots of backgammon online. I encourage you to get involved in local clubs. I'm the official teaching pro of the U.S. Backgammon Federation, and Steve and I work very, very hard to promote the game in colleges. In fact, we just started a club at Princeton, and we've got 20 players at Princeton University getting involved in backgammon. We're starting clubs around the world. We had this going before, and we're starting it again. The U.S. Backgammon Federation has a Boards for Kids program. You can donate to that and get a free match against myself or Frank Talbot. And I think Steve will volunteer gladly.
Absolutely,
won't you, Steve?
sure.
All right, we got Steve involved too. I just recruited him. He's part of the Backgammon Learning Center. He's a professional teacher and one of the best in the world. And he's got some students that are winning all over the place and singing his praises. And I know for a fact he's helped me a lot too.
They're so good, they're beating me in the tournaments.
Yes, I have that same problem. I've had about over 200-300 students, and most of the tournaments I go to, I meet my students, and they often beat me, and it actually makes me proud. I take full credit, of course, when they win. They get no credit. So we're getting ready to start. I'm not just killing time here. I think that it's exciting to see what's going to happen here. I would, go ahead and tell them we can start. Thank you.
And not only did you mention quite a few praises of Kent Goulding, but he is one of the members of the Backgammon Hall of Fame inducted in 2015.
Aha. And he well deserved. He's a great commentator, a great guy, just a great ambassador for the game. Glad to see him back. He was just very busy making money and doing other things to play backgammon for a few years. And it's really exciting to see him in the finals of a major tournament like this. One of the nicest people in the game.
I was talking to Kent yesterday, and he was just telling me of his history of playing games. And when he was very young, he was totally into chess. He played chess for many, many years, really loved it, then switched to backgammon, and then he switched to poker,
No,
And
he's a life master of bridge. He and I are both life masters at bridge, and we talk about bridge quite a bit.
Mhm.
And he's spending a lot of time still playing bridge, which is also a great game. All right, we should be ready to start, and hope everybody can hear us well. And thanks for watching.
All right, good luck.
All right, opening roll. Each player rolls one die. The higher dice goes first. And you can see Kimon has a 5 and a 1, plays a standard opening move. These are pretty much memorized and set by pretty much all the players, but you'll see some variation even in the opening moves. 6-3. It's called splitting, and
I don't think I would just run all the way once the back checkers are split.
You have twice as much chance of getting hit in the outfield, and with the stack points, you don't normally split. So we already have what we would call a very slight error, according to Steve. But it's a matter of style too. There's enough room for individuality in this game where you don't have to play exactly like the computer. In fact, I make a living playing as differently from the computer as I can, because I can always get a game that way. All right, double 5. Normally doubles, you get to play 4 times, and often they're jokers. This one isn't that good a roll because he'd like to get that back checker out of there. That's his main goal right now for Kent. Kimon, 3-2 is pretty nothing roll. A lot of people might make the 5 point here, Steve, or make the 4 point. What would you do? Or just play quietly? I'm a gambler. I make the 5 point.
You could make the 5, or you could even make the 4 point. The distribution's a little better, and 6 is
Uh-huh.
just still duplicated.
Well, let's.
Although Stick told me, when you're in doubt, go for the better point as opposed to better distribution.
And obviously, Kimon felt the same way that Steve and I played. He made the 5 point, even though it left a blot. That shows you how important the 5 point is. And this is a great roll for Kent. Double 3 hits, covers. You couldn't have asked for much better than that. So now a dance. You can't come in off the bar, and you're going to see Kent. Kent think for a little bit about whether
It
to
looks a
double.
little bit early to double.
Yeah.
Even though the race is tremendous, I would wait to safety that back checker.
And he did. He agreed with you.
But if Kimon stays out or comes in on the 5 point on the next roll, then Kent should be doubling.
Every game is essentially a race, and right now we can see that White or Kent is way ahead in this race.
He's
But
up 36. He's got market losers. He should absolutely double. It's a pretty clear take, but I would double this here.
well, Grant Hoffman, one of our Backgammon Learning Center teachers, came up with what's called the rule of 4. You have 4 or fewer checkers on the midpoint when your opponent's holding the 5 point or the 7 point, and you're up 15% in the race, and you have a landing place. You generally have a double. It's almost always a take. So this has to be a take.
Well, interestingly, it was actually a double the last roll before the 5-1, which would kind of surprise me, but looks like a very proper double here at this point.
But he hasn't lost his market. Why would it have been double the time before? He still has.
He
Probably
might have
still has a
had
take.
some market losing sequences that were just not apparent.
Uh-huh.
And it's possible this is a drop. I mean, with a 36 pip lead, I wouldn't think so with only one landing spot for White.
I've got a reference position that's just like this, where you're down 42 pips and it's a take.
Okay, I'll go with you there.
And he took a double take. So they agree with us. Why aren't you and I sitting there, Steve? Cock dice, it has to be flat. Some places they play dice on the checkers count, but here we don't. But that was
What's the
cocked
roll?
anyway. 5-1.
Okay, so
5-1, he cleans it up.
this actually was 0.986 double take. It was like very, very close to a pass.
Well,
Which-
you were right, Steve. He had that extra checker on the 9 point, which gives him
And
a
what
chance
did
to make another
Kimon
one.
just roll? 5-4?
5-4. Now we have a 6-5. I'll try and help you with the rolls.
Okay, thank you.
So as long as White doesn't leave a shot, as long as Kent doesn't leave a shot, he's going to win this game almost for sure, because he's so far ahead up in the race with the pip count. That's a cock checker because it's on the checker, so that's cocked. All right, 5-3. In other words, he's looking for a roll where he can get those checkers off that midpoint, off the 13 point, because it's 13 points away from the end.
Would you consider playing 4-1 and saving a spare on the 6 point?
I would. And he did too.
And he does do that.
He does
I
too.
wonder if that's right.
Well, all you care about is not leaving a shot and saving your bad rolls.
It's
You have
really, really
more
close.
6s to play. I would have done that too.
What did Kimon roll?
I missed it.
2-1.
4-1.
It was a what?
Double one. Now we have a 3-2. So it's starting to look like Kent may have trouble bringing this home without leaving a shot, unless he gets some good numbers like doubles. Basically, is about all he can do to clean it up completely. But Kimon may run out of time and have to give up the midpoint.
But if Kent can't fill those blots in, he can just go ahead and leave one checker on the midpoint.
That's true, and leave an 8 shot, which will only get hit usually about 6 times out of 36. So it's all about odds and math in this game. That's why 6-3 is the roll. That's why we love teaching kids this game, because they learn math and statistics and probability and how to deal with good and bad luck. It's a great game to teach your children. 6-3, he's going to leave a single shot there, but he was forced to leave a shot. There was no other way to play a 6-3 without leaving a shot. He's leaving him a 1 and an 8. Oh, and an 8. That's the joker.
What did he roll?
That's a joker. He rolled 6-2. And that's going to be the game. Unless he rolls a 1-6 right now or double ones, that's the ball game, unless he wants to play on for the gammon. So that was a great shot for Kimon.
But I think Kent made a good play.
Yes. Well, he had to leave a shot anyway.
Yeah, but he could have left only 13 numbers instead. He left, what, 18?
Yeah, he left more, but
But I think it was right.
if he doesn't get hit, he can clean
Yeah,
it
it was
up.
right by a lot, by a ton.
Now you can see Kimon did not redouble. He's playing on to see if he can win a gammon, because he feels his chances of losing this game are very, very poor, and he could get lucky and win a gammon. The odds of a gammon aren't real high at this point, but if he can get a second checker, they go up dramatically, and he's got really nothing to lose by trying. So you roll a few rolls and see what happens. I would stay back here. He rolled a 6-1, and he stayed back, hoping that white leaves a shot next time.
Yeah, no
That
reason
Kent
to
leaves a
hit
shot.
here. Just let
Yeah.
him play to you.
He's hoping that he'll roll. A lot of players would hit off the ace point, and you don't want to take away white's
And if
roll.
nothing else, maybe white just rolls double 5, double 4, and busts his board. If you happen to leave a shot as black here, you'd rather have white have a weaker board.
And you're right. 2-1 forces, even a 2-1 forces him to crack his board. Now, if red hits loose and gets hit back, he's still in good shape. But I still would, we'll see what the roll is. We've got a 4-2. I still wouldn't hit here. I'd let him roll. What about you, Steve? I would just play both inside and let him roll. We'll see. Looks like Kimon's thinking about where to play the 4. I would play to the 2-point, which is
If
what
I was going to play inside, I'd play to the 4 and the 3-point, not
Yeah.
the 5 and the 2. But I doubt there's much of a difference.
Yeah, but we both agree you don't hit there, and he did not get rewarded by getting a shot yet, but now he may be forced to hit. 6-5, he just runs.
He's probably going to cube on the next roll, because the chance of getting a gammon as opposed to rolling an awkward number, leaving
Yeah.
a shot, is just going to be not
Yeah,
worth
this
it.
should be a double. When you have one checker back, even when you close them out, you're only going to win gammons about 3.5% of the time. It's just not worth risking the game.
Yeah, you could roll 6-5.
Double 4s, no,
Double
double 4s
6 leaves a
plays.
shot. Oh, he's still
5-2,
playing.
he's still playing.
It's a little ambitious.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't cube next time, I would be very surprised, because he has some bad rolls.
Sometimes under pressure, people forget that they own the cube, but I don't know that that's
Well,
the case.
Again, the inducement not to cube would be if Kent left a blot right now, and I don't think he's going to leave a shot. He didn't. He played.
I would have kept the spare on the 6
Me
point.
too. I would have played both to the ace.
Or
But
maybe
you're getting doubled out anyway, and it's game over. And that's why the doubling cube makes this game so exciting. So instead of winning 2 points, now he's lost 2 points. Kent has lost 2 points because of the shot and the hit.
going back to the 4-2, it actually was right to hit loose on the ace point, according to XG.
Really?
I might have done that. I'm not positive.
I think it's all fairly academic, because 95% of the time you're going to double them out anyway in that situation. But, that extra 5% or 4%, that's what makes a great player great. You pick up 1 or 2% on this play, 1 or 2% on that play. By the end of the game, you picked up 20 or 30% winning chances by playing for that, just those little extra odds every time. It really adds up. And sometimes what you think is a small advantage can be a much bigger advantage than you think. Double 5s, which is not a great roll here. It pretty much stacks up the checkers for white. I like Kimon's position here, having a better point inside. And now he can make his 3-point. And the more inner-board points you have, the stronger you are if you do get in a hitting battle.
If Kent doesn't roll something good here, Kimon can think about cubing.
And 3-2 is certainly not good at all. I would double here. He's leaving himself exposed.
He does. Kimon does have the match lead, but 2-0 isn't so significant that you don't want to actually double your positive positions.
By the way, they are playing with the clock, and they have in a 13-point match, you have a total of 26 minutes, and there's a 12-second delay before each roll that you get free before your clock starts ticking. So clock management is a major factor in these games.
And there's a decent amount of diversification.
Well, he rolled. I would have doubled there. And that's a good roll. 6-1, making the bar, even though you're leaving a chance to get hit. You only get hit with a 1-6 and a 4-3. That's 4 rolls out of 36, which is about 10% only. And here's another.
It was a no double by 1%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's better than me. I would have
This
made the 1% error.
Game over. Game over. Kent rolls double fives.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he wants to play on.
I don't know. This might be a play on.
It's such a abysmal position for Kent.
I would play on. I would not double. By playing on, we mean that you probably win enough more gammons or double games, because if you doubled here, clearly Kent would drop the cube and not take, and you'd win 1 point. But if you play on, you might win 2. But there's a risk. He could get unlucky and the game could turn around. So you're always weighing the risks and rewards in backgammon. That's what makes it so exciting.
Right, but the chance of Kent recovering enough to be able to take the cube here is very remote.
Yeah, so he played on. I agreed with that. I would have played on also.
Is it a 4-1?
Yes, 4-1. And I would split off the 13 to get more ways to cover. I would play 13 to 12.
Probably.
If you could play 11-10, but now you're giving him double fives and 6-5 to hit you.
No.
Oh, he played it safe.
This is unnecessary.
Yeah, I would not have done that.
I mean,
that's too safe.
what's the game plan? I mean, you're either
Yeah.
playing for the gammon or you're playing safe.
Right. I would have left that shot. It's only a 2-6 that would, or a 5-3 that would have hit it, and even then you're still in good shape. Okay.
I don't like this play at all.
Wow,
I make the 23 point. I mean, you're
you're
in gammon save mode here.
That's a big gamble. That's a big gamble at this point.
Yeah, it's about a 5% mistake.
Oh, well, that's not that bad. Oh, 0.5?
0.05.
0.05. Well, that's not terrible.
Kimon rolled a 5-6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he's very safely going to be able to play
Well,
for the gammon for quite a
Kent
few
didn't
shakes
think
here.
very long about leaving that slot there. I guess he felt desperate and he felt like he was trying to develop a game.
5-1.
Kent's a bold player. 5-1. Kent's a bold player. He's got guts, and you can't be timid in this game.
All right, Kimon is still too good naturally. Got 4 of Kent's checkers trapped.
Yep.
Kent's got very little promise.
Now
to be able
Kent
to
does
improve
not
his
want
position.
him to make the 5-point. And your goal here is to stop White from making your 5-point. You're going to hit him there with anything you can, with a 2, a 6, an 8. 3-1 doesn't hit. So now there's a very, very good chance that White can make the 5-point, that Kent can make the 5-point, and then he's in this game. He's not going to get gammoned very much, and he could easily win now if he rolls a 4 or a 3.
Oh, you can't win the game though because he just makes the anchor and gets cubed. And
He gets
can't
cubed
take the
out.
cube.
Yeah.
But he can save the gammon.
As a matter of fact, Senk just pointed that out. Kent's good friend, and I'm not too happy with Senk right now. He beat me miserably yesterday.
So Kimon might think about doubling from the bar here, and he does.
He does, and it's a pass. One of the real bad features of Kent's position is he's made his ace point. Once you've made your ace point, you've got a pretty lousy game. It's only good if you get shots and can play a blitzing game. So this has got to be a pass.
Yeah, he's not that far down in the race. He's only down 8 in the race, but how to actually get to the race is the
Well,
question.
he's thinking about it. I would drop it like a rock.
If he actually had the 20-point anchor, he could take it, but
Yeah, he passed. 3-0. Was it a double? Was it still too good to play on, Steve?
it was actually by 1%. So excellent double by Kimon because if Kent makes the mistake of taking the cube here, he gains so much
Well,
rather than extra 1% just to play for
yeah,
the
I
gammon.
would. He might get that. He might get away with that with me, but not with Kent. Kent's too smart for that. All right, 3-0. All right, 4-2 opening roll. That's one of our standard. Making a point inside. It's very clear to do that.
So both players are playing really well right now, both under 3. Kimon is actually playing 1.37 currently,
Wow.
and Kent at a respectable 2.68.
Yeah, they're both playing great. By the way, what Steve is telling us is what the computer, Extreme Gammon, says is the quality of their play, which we know Extreme Gammon is not perfect, but it's better than any human. Even Mochi will admit. that the computer is better. And that's how we measure the skill of the players. They're both playing very, very well.
I thought we measured by your ability to pay when you lose.
On that basis, I'm the top player in the world. I always pay when I lose, and I lose plenty. All right, we've got an interesting position here. Again, I like Kimon's position, but we just had a very good roll, 6-4 points on him, which is about as good as you can do it back but make a point and hit at the same time. 1-4, you have to come in on the 1.
Just
Comes
come up
out
to the
5.
20, yeah.
Yep. Only 1s, 3s, and 8s hit, and that's not that many rolls. There are very few pointing rolls. Double 3 is one of the best rolls he could have had.
This is a game winner.
It's a game winner. It's over. This game is over probably on the next roll. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it's too good. I think it's just proper double pass.
Yep, and they do too. They agree too. You don't win a lot of gammons when your opponent has an anchor, and as you can see, Kimon has the 1 point, and even if he gets totally closed out, you only get gammoned about 15% from the 1 point.
Okay,
It's
news
not
though,
worth risking.
It is. Well, it was worth about 8% to play for the gammon. 1.08, probably
Really?
because of the blot on the 11 point. Just that,
Uh-huh.
and it's so hard for Kimon to turn the game around quickly where it can't.
But let's remember the score. Winning 1 or 2 points when you're 13 away is not that huge a difference. And winning an undouble gammon at that score isn't worth that much equity towards winning the match. I would have doubled there without thinking about it also. I would have made the same mistake that he made. If that's a mistake, if you call that a mistake, I would have done it.
What's the roll?
It was a 5-2 and a cocked. You put in cocked. That's double 6s. Dancing from the bar. That only happens to me, I thought. 5-3. Good roll. Makes a point. Kent's got a nice big advantage so far in this game, early in the game. 1-6 is not a good roll.
It's like
Forced to
cube.
leave a shot.
He should cube probably.
Yeah.
He's down
Yeah.
3-1 in the match score.
He has 17 ways to hit that checker. There's 17 ways to roll a 6.
But it looks like a take. I would take this.
He grabbed it quick. Look how long he thought about that. Sometimes you do that for bravado, and sometimes you're just sure. 6s are duped. Good point.
Yeah, it was a small double easy take.
Easy take. So 4-2 is the roll.
I think I'm hitting here.
Well, it's either hit or make the 4 point. He's debating which of the two to do. Almost always it's right to hit in the early game as opposed to making a point. It's usually better unless it's your 5 point. Double 6, dance again. Wow. I play heads up with a good friend. We pay each other $100 every time you dance with a double 6 because he swears he does it more than anybody in the world. Right now I'm winning
Only on a 1 point board?
4-1, only on a 1 point board. Right now I'm ahead in that bet after he swore he's the only one that does it.
It's not Herb. is it?
3-1. No, it's a guy named Bill.
Oh, Bill.
I
yeah,
won't.
Bill.
I won't say last names, right? 3-1 comes in. Sank isn't sure about that 3. Always interested in what you have to
I would make that
think.
play.
2-1. I like trying to go for an advanced anchor.
I'm going to hit here. I would hit and play 11 to 10. Oh, no. Hit and cover? No.
Hit and bounce. That's
You
called
should-
pick and pass.
You should play 11 to 10.
So, Steve, you'd play it bigger because you have them outboarded and you're trying to play a blitzing game and win more gammons that way.
Okay.
Another 3-1 comes up
It
again.
was real close, but Ken actually made, according to this, the right play.
Yeah.
Kimon rolled what?
A
Another
3-1, another 3-1. Now we have a 6-1. Makes a 5 point. 5 point again is called the golden point. Your opponent's 5 point, but it's still critical. That's a great roll. 3-2. Making that advanced anchor is really big for Kimon. That's going to reduce his chances of getting gammon tremendously and also give him more chances to win the match. 5-2.
Moving the back
Step up
checker
with the back checker.
Yep. Very high quality level of play right
Uh-huh.
now in the finals.
A lot of finals you see play at very poor levels because you're tired. It's Sunday. You've been playing for 4 or 5 days and staying up late at night, and it's amazing they're playing this well. And by the way, Kimon is also in the semis of the Super Jackpot.
Oh, he's in the finals.
Misplayed. He played 3-2.
I thought it was a 3-2.
It was a 3-2.
Thought it was a 3-1.
Oh,
So he,
he thought
Well,
legal.
we play legal moves here, and there was an
but
illegal
if neither
move.
player caught it, then that's it.
If neither player caught it and rolled the next dice, it stays. Not going to be fun to put it in next G. You have to put in what they rolled, I guess.
No, that's
what
what
they
I did.
played. You put in what they played. So 5-3 makes the point. 6-4. So unless White leaves a shot, he's home free. But There's still always chances of leaving a shot. The race is pretty much dead for red, for Kimon. 6-4, I would have run the back checker all the way instead of slotting 2.
Absolutely.
So Steve agrees with me. Slotting 2 makes it easier for Kent to bring it home.
Actually,
He might even volunteer now, huh? I don't know.
What did he roll? 4-1?
4-1. Would you volunteer? I'd be very tempted.
I'm,
He did. He did. He agreed with me. That's what the problem is, leaving those 2 blots in your inner board.
Yeah, it's right by a lot to leave
Right.
the
The shot.
volunteer the
Yeah,
shot.
that's why it was wrong to leave
What
the
did
double.
Kimon roll?
He covered with both.
I know, but what?
3-2. Thank you. 3-2. Yeah, 3-1. I'm sorry. Okay. 6-1. So now this game is over unless Kimon gets a shot and hits it. It's pretty much Kent's game. Very little chances for a gammon, unless of course Kimon hits a shot. He might play for a gammon like he did like that last game 2 games ago. Four two. You just want to bring those back checkers in as safely as possible. All Kent is thinking right now is don't roll a 4. Don't roll a 4. That way you can clear the back point. You want to clear your 8 point before your 7. And he didn't roll a 4. That's all I think
What
about.
did he roll?
6-3. Now he's thinking don't roll a 3. He rolls a 6-3 or any 3. He's got to keep those checkers on the outside, and it could cause problems for him. So as long as he doesn't roll the 3, he's in good shape here. And there it is, double 3s. Did I bring him luck or what? Now he's got to worry about rolling a 3 or a 1. 6-1, 3-1, 5-1, 5-3. 3-1 he can play. You're right.
What did he roll?
4-3 it looks like. 4-3. We got a little glare on the dice. It's kind of hard to see sometimes.
It's not that easy to see.
It's a 4. Yeah, it's a 4-3. Just bringing him in. He just wants to get off the gammon. Just run the checkers around, get lucky. He needs a shot here. 6-5 is a very good roll. Clears the back point. Now there are still some rolls where he could leave a shot. 2 high numbers like 6-5, 6-4, 5-4. Leave a
What
shot.
did he just roll? Double 3s?
Double 3s. And 6-2 is a nice safe number. Now, as long as he doesn't roll a 1 next time, he's home free. Talking about Kent, of course. Kent rolls a 1 and a high number like a 5-4 or a 6. He leaves a shot. Otherwise, he's pretty much home free and the game's over. Why is he thinking? He's shaking. No 1. All right, that's it. He just clears the point. Just a matter of game. It's going to be a tie score, 3-3. So now it's the same as if they were playing a 10-point match. We shorten the match. Very little chance for a gammon here. It's almost maybe 1%. And that's one of the interesting things about match play as opposed to heads up or money play is that every time the score changes, there's a double 5, it looks like. Yeah, every time the score changes, it changes your checker play and your cube action. It also affects how valuable or important it is to win or lose a gammon. So match play is much, much more complex than heads up play. And that's why tournaments are thriving around the world and they're much more exciting to get into. I played strictly for money for 20 years before I played in my first tournament. And the first time I played in a tournament, I thought I knew everything and I found out I knew nothing. It's just a whole different game. And it's really, really a much more exciting way to play backgammon because of the intricacies of the different scores. Okay, 3-3. Good tight match.
So far, Kimon is showing why he's gotten to the finals 2 years in a row. He's playing a 1.05. Kent, a very, very respectable 2.68. Early in the match, 3-3.
To put it in perspective, the best player in the world right now that's recorded is Mochi, and I think his PR is like 2.6 or 2.
His average is about 2.5, 2.6.
2.5, 2.6.
Which is amazing.
And he's the best in the world, and that's amazing. It's amazing that he plays at that level. And sure enough, right now, Kimon's playing better than that, and Kent is very close to that. Very impressive. I'm glad I don't have to play either of these. So Red's got the 1.5 point. Very difficult position to be in. He needs a half roll to get out. That's usually the way Herb Roman plays the checkers in my game. I'm giving Herb some crap because he's behind me now. He's always behind me. There he is, back on the ace point. Okay. We have a cock dice. Double fives. He's going to hit, make 2 points, and that's make the 3 point, the ace point, and we have a dance. Now what? With those two checkers out there, this might even be too good. It's clearly a drop with those two blots out there and the 4 interboard points. Is it too good? No, he's doubling. He didn't think that long about it. Was it too good? Herb thinks it's too good. That means it probably isn't. You know, Steve?
I'm trying to catch up.
All right. Steve's trying to catch up. He's putting it in the computer, working very hard. Steve's working for his money. How much are they paying you, Steve? They're giving me $1,000. What was that? A 3-1? No, 3-1 made the 5 point. I couldn't read the dice. Double fours. That's a great roll. Makes his 5 point. Again, that's the point you want to make. And double fours, you get to move 16 pips. That helps you in the race. Double fives makes his 3 point. You can't get much closer to a match than this so far. It's good, great match. 6-4. You run or make the 2 point here, Steve? I don't know.
I'll make the 2 point.
I don't know. Herb runs. Steve, I'll bet with Steve. I'd go with Steve over Herb anytime. You can make the 2 point and unstack. I think that's attractive, but running, yep, he goes with Steve, not Herb. That's why Steve's a giant and famous, and Herb's the best player in the world that never won a tournament. 5-3. I think you come down and split here. You don't have too many plays. I would split here. I think you have to, even though he's made the 2 point. You got to get those back checkers moving.
I'm not so sure because Kent's blocking
get
position
blitzed.
isn't all that. He could just play 13-5 and try and come out later.
Well, that's where I would go wrong here. I would split. I'd come down and split, and Steve would play 13-5. We're about to see, and Herb would split too. All right, now we know Steve is right. What do you like, Sank? Do you split or do you make the? How do you play the 5-3? Down and split. So Sank's with me and Herb. No, it's Red's move. You can tell whose move it is because the dice are on the right side of the table. Each player must roll on the right side. So Red rolled the 5-3. If White had rolled, it would be on the other side of the table. That's the rules in standard backgammon play.
They've been playing pretty quickly. This is the longest any player has thought about a move.
This is a tough move. Do you go with Sank and Phil, or do you and Herb, or do you go with Steve Sachs?
Or you could run out all the way. I don't know.
If they could hear us now, they would be confused. All right, they went with us. He did the split. What's right, Steve?
Playing to the 5 point.
Steve's always right.
But your play was only a blunder, wasn't it? It wasn't a super blunder.
Was it a super blunder? Oh, Steve has been really, really cleaning up in the last couple of years. For many years, been one of the greatest players in the game. I shouldn't bet against Steve, especially when Herb said the other play. All right, 3-1 to play. Again, do you split and go 6-5, or what do you do here, Steve?
Probably hit.
Hit.
Pretty wide open, but
I guess, you made your 2 point. That 2
you're going to have
point.
to leave a shot somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you hit them, you put them on the bar, they don't come in 25% of the time. And I don't think Kimon is going to double if Kent hits.
I was tempted to play both off the 24, but he went with your play. Good play. There's not a double here. If he doesn't roll, he's got some bad rolls here.
Hitting was
Oh,
right.
3-5 hits the outside checker. That's a good roll. That's a good roll. Not as good as a 4, but that's pretty darn good. You're happy to come in and hit there very much. 4-5 comes in and hits
Ooh,
back.
Cube saver.
Hits back. It's a cube saver. All right. I know what Kimon's thinking. He says, give me a double 4. How would that play now? Hit 2, hit 3 and make 2 points.
2-5 didn't even come in.
5-2 didn't come in. Still not a double, I don't think. Even if you make the point with those 3 checkers back, you got work to do. 5-3.
Ace point.
You make point on the ace point, put a second checker up, hit and point. One of my favorite sentences in backgammon. My other favorite words in backgammon are me too. When I'm in a game with better players, I just say me too, whatever they do. 3-2 comes in,
Not quite a double.
not quite a double. And he didn't even slow down to think about it. 6-1. Ooh, I don't know what you do here. You make the bar or come out. I think
I think I come out with the 6 and play 8-7, duplicating fours.
I would come out with the 6 and play 24-23 while he's on the
Well,
bar.
which 6 are you coming out with?
I'm coming out with the front one.
No, I come out with the back checker, play 8-7.
Really? God. I come
Well,
off
you have
as
a lot of
fourth
you
one.
have a lot of connectivity with all your back checkers, and
Uh-huh.
he doesn't have that many jokers. So if he comes in and hits you back, I wouldn't do this.
He made pretty close to my play, but I would have played
Could be right.
24-23. Could be right. That's a very interesting play. That's the first.
Yeah, it's super close. Your play's right by 1%.
My play was right. Can we go back over that play a few more times?
Oh yeah.
I was right. Even a blind acorn gets a score.
I don't have time to do a rollout and make you wrong right now, Phil. We'll do that later.
All right, now we're thinking about a cube decision here.
Did Kimon stay out?
Yes, he danced, and I would cube. Is it a take? I would be tempted to pass this.
Wow.
I would be very tempted to pass.
I think I take this. I mean,
The score doesn't really matter here that
Ken's
much.
still got 2 checkers back, unsplit. He's got a couple of holes in the middle of his board. His attack is minimal. The 3s that split are the 3s that hit. So there's a little bit of duplication of his attacking and splitting numbers. And the blitz is far from a foregone conclusion.
It is a double, though, right?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know yet. We can't put it until the play. It is.
and
He took. We'll find out shortly.
And also, Kent's a little bit ahead in the match score. So
You think the match score does matter here? I wouldn't have
Somewhat.
even thought about it.
somewhat.
5-1
roll,
is not a good
1-5?
roll. Yeah, it's not a good roll because he can't hit. He can make his bar point, or
It
he
was
can
actually
play
a no
for another
double,
builder.
Phil,
No double.
by 1%. Yeah.
Wow.
What did he roll?
He rolled a 5-1. And he split, came down and came across and split. 5-1 dances. This is big. Now it's a tough position for a good position for Kent that he danced there. Double fives, crushing low, point hits and makes the
So
point.
he's looking at very soon be going ahead 8-3 in this match here. If he
Yep.
can just execute that.
There was a
blitz.
dance. I don't know what it was. 6-3, we'll say. And double ones. This is not great for White. He wants
He's gotta
to
try
get
and-
those back checkers moving a little bit.
Well, you got to keep him split.
I don't give him double fours. That's for sure.
You might have to.
No, you don't have to.
Well, otherwise you're going to have to like
Oh yeah, you
pile
bunch
your
up.
checkers up because you can't.
Oh, you could have switched the points.
Oh,
Sank,
genius!
Sank pointed that out. Yes, give him switch from 5 to 4 and give yourself a lot more flexibility.
Sank was a finalist last year, I
That's
believe.
right. 6-4. He's
2
going to
years
run the
ago.
back checker. Sank just said he didn't remember last year. That's because he lost. If he won, he'd remember. Okay, he danced again. This is not 3-1. Doesn't make the point. You just come around.
Yeah, bring the builder close. What did he do?
It looks like maybe it was a 2-1. Yeah, it was a bad play. He should have kept going.
I don't
Give
understand.
himself a 6 to come over. 3-2 he covers. Now there's only one bad thing that could happen to Kent is if he had to get that back checker out. He needs a 5 to get him out, a 5 or a 2 to get him moving, and he didn't roll it,
So
so
gonna
he
bring him in,
could
kill the
crash.
sixes.
4-3, bought it in. He's got his hand on the table. Yeah, that's 6-4. Yeah, his hand should not be there. Okay. Yeah, he's clicking the clock because he doesn't have to play. But okay, this is a decent roll. There aren't many rolls. Only a 6-5 leaves a shot next time. So Kent's in very good shape, and he'll never roll a 6-5 here, I'm sure. 6-1 came in. It's impossible to roll a 6-5. See?
It's on
2-1.
the other side of the dice.
2-1. Every time I say that, it happens to me, by the way. 2-1, you make sure you don't leave any shots here. You just win the game. You take a checker off and leave it odd? Why would you? Oh, one checker off is
the
big.
The gammon is
Oh, that's
close.
right.
I think I'd risk it.
When you have 15 checkers, it's going to take 8 rolls to get them off. With 14 checkers, you can get them off in 7 rolls. That one extra roll is going to win you a lot of gammons. But he's risking a shot if he rolls double 6, double 5, double 4. Also leaves a shot. 3-1. Now you come for the, now he's safe. He could have taken 2 off there too, but he's getting closer to the gammons now. 6-3 comes in. Now you're,
It's probably favored to save the game. It's going to be close.
yeah, it's going to be close. 6-4. Doubles play 4 times in backgammon. So he's really, Kent really needs doubles to win this gammon. And oh, there's double 3s for Kimon. That's a good roll. That's 12 pips. Your average roll is about 8 pips, just a little over 8 pips. So anytime you do better than 8, you're doing better than average. Do you bring him in and waste a couple pips, Steve, or not?
No, absolutely not.
You don't waste any pips until you have to, huh? Pretty much.
Unless it gives you a bit more doubles to get off the gammon.
Okay, so he didn't waste any. He wants to bring his checkers in to the 6 point so that he's not wasting any pips. 4-2, takes off 2. This is going to be close. I don't know who's favored to, whether he's favored to win a gammon or not. 3-1's terrible roll.
Well, I think before that roll come in was a small favorite to get off the gammon, but maybe not now.
5-4, nothing special. He's odd, so even if he misses once, it's the same number of rolls. Double 4s. That's a great roll.
Big time.
That could really save him the gammon. And saving the gammon, saving 2 more points is huge in this match.
So now you
equity.
waste pips just to gain that crossover.
I don't know. He wasted 2 pips there. I don't know if that was right. 5-1. It's going to be still very close. 2-1. Oh, his worst. That's his worst roll. Now he's in real jeopardy for getting gammon. A double by Kent, and he nails it. Nope, 6-4. Now, next time he can roll any one of 6 numbers and win with a double. 5-2. Kimon's going to need a decent roll. If he rolls any 1 or 2, except for double 2s, he's going to get gammoned. Any 1 or 2, and he's gammoned, except for double 2. And he gets off. He comes in with a 4-3, saves
Wow.
it. Just barely gets off the gammon.
Perfect efficiency.
That's big. That extra 2 points is a lot of equity. What's it worth, Steve? Too much to figure out? Frank, you can tell me how much is 2 more pips worth? About 8% more winning chances? 6%? Something like that? Okay, we're close. All right, 6-3 makes Kent a favorite in the match by about 60-40?
What do you roll? 6-5?
Yeah, 6-5. Followed by a 3-1. Great response. I'd say Kent's about a 60%, 62% favorite, something like that. Another 6-5.
I think more than that.
More than that? Okay. 4-1. You got to split, I think, to
All the
get-
way.
yeah,
Split all
you,
the way.
you split so that you put pressure on White,
And
make it
6-5.
harder for White to roll safely because you want to hit him now because he's winning the race. Every game is a race. You want to either try and keep winning the race if you're ahead or stop your opponent by hitting him or blocking him. Strategy. Yeah, and sure enough, he gets a shot. He needs a 1 here to hit him. 6-5 was the roll. Double 4s. All right. So
I'm not making the anchor.
that
I'm
puts him
staying
in
back.
good shape. You're right. And he didn't think very
Make
long
the
about it. He could have come up and made the opponent's 5 point, but he wants to play for a shot here. And how smart is that? Look at this. He's going to get his shot. He rolls a 1 now, and he's in great shape. If he doesn't, it's going to. But that double 4 caught him up in the race, though. So this race is still pretty close.
I don't think it's a cue, but even at the score, he's down 15 pips in the race and only has a 3-point board.
I would cube you, Steve, because I would gamble if I'm playing you.
And I would pass you. Try and play some Pascal gammon against you.
I won a great Pascal gammon game last night against Sebastian. I had 9 checkers back, the ace deuce point. He's down to 3 checkers, and if he rolls the doubles, he backgammons me. He left the blot. I picked up all 3 checkers and won. It was a 1-hour game. Pascal gammon is what saved my life there. I doubled him out about 47 rolls later. And I played under 12 PR. All right, he's thinking about the cube here. I think it's an easy take, don't you?
I wouldn't double.
You wouldn't even double. Okay. We use Woolsey's law. That's what we teach. Think about what your opponent would do. And if you know your opponent would pass, then it's probably a double. And if you're sure it's an easy take, it probably isn't a double unless you have too many rolls that are going to lose your market where he would drop next time. Still looking for a 1, didn't get it. 5-2, 5-2, another bad roll. Now he's even stronger if he hits, but he got it. Hit and cover, 1-2. That's a joker. That's
yeah,
a
he
great
went
roll.
from probably not double to possibly too good after this shit.
Yeah, this could be too good.
If he doesn't come in for
No,
sure.
he came in with the 2-1. How do you play it?
I play
Ooh.
23 and 5 hitting and then just pass.
You know what? You're not sure. I think your play might make him too good.
I don't think so.
I think your play. Look what he did. He did not hit. Oh, he hasn't finished yet. He's looking around at different plays.
Well,
I agree. If you're going to leave a blot, why not put him up on the bar? Sometimes they roll double 6 and you make $100.
So double should be double pass here.
You sure this isn't too good?
No. No, I don't think it's too.
You don't think it's too good? We know it's a pass. You ask Woolsey's law. You say, if you were red, if you were white, would you pass this cube? And you say, yeah, I would pass. So then the only thought is, are you going to win too many gammons by playing on? I would play on here. One thing I would do though is not double too quick. I want to torture my opponent here. Let him worry.
Okay, it's too good either way, no matter how it was played. But the right play was bar 23.
Right, so I'm right again. That's 2 in this match. I was right, and it is too good. I think it's too good. I don't see that many really bad rolls for Kimon, and I see a lot of good ones. Any 2, even a 3, and make his 5 point. How about making the bar point here with a 2-1 or 2-1? You're going to hit 6-1.
Yeah, the game's pretty foolproof for Kimon at this point.
Yeah, I would play on. But even if I'm going to double, I take a long time. My opponent's in a horrible position. I want him to watch it for a long time.
Let your clock run down to 30 seconds.
Right. I want to see the sweat. There we go. 3-2. He hits. He played on. Anytime a great player agrees with me, it's just luck on my part. Okay, 3. You come in. Go for the blitz. Yes, he does.
So, yeah.
He does. Play big. You can always double him out if things go wrong. Even if, 2-4, that's nothing really for Kent. In fact, it's worse than nothing. He leaves more shots and more blots around the board. It's even, but this is a bad roll for Kent. He was almost better
I don't
off
mind
dancing.
a hit here.
Yeah, I would have hit. You may as well.
And Kimon's still going to play on here.
Yep. 2-1 doesn't do much. He's going to make the 8 point. He does.
If Kent can make that 23-point anchor, then you can assure that Kimon's going to double.
6-2. He's going to cover and come out. And I think this is going to be, I don't know. I still think it's
He
too
can
good.
also.
He's got to come out with a 6.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's
strong
gotta come out.
structurally, and
Yeah.
it's still going to play on here.
I would play on.
Pretty safe.
Remember, a gammon is worth double. You can get a backgammon if you get all of your checkers off while your opponent is a checker on the bar or in your inner board. You win triple. And again, if he doubled, there's no question that Kent would pass and he would only win 1 point. So he's thinking about whether or not, and he played on. We think it's the right call. You're going to hit 2 here.
4-1, super
Yeah,
strong.
4-1, super strong, hit 2. And it's curtains if Kent doesn't roll the 2 real quick or a double 1. And he dances with double 6. This
So-
is going to be a 2-point win almost for sure. And every time I say that, of course, it goes bad. 6-1. There's always that joker, that double 1. There are 2 checkers on the bar. It looks like 1 because they have them stacked. That's an old Turkish trick. 1-4 comes in. Now he's going to hit loose with the 6 if he rolls it instead of making the point. Look at that. Maybe they can hear me. You think they can? Because he seems to be making all the great plays that I come up with.
Who can't hear you?
Yeah, who can't hear me? So why don't you play? I would I would
think
play
this is okay.
13-11.
No. This is okay.
Really?
You stop the super joker.
Oh, my opponents never
But
roll
it doesn't
super
get you that
joke.
much closer. It doesn't get you that many extra numbers.
It doesn't? Okay, well, I learned something there.
What do you roll? 6-1?
6-1. Oh, a 1 hits. That gives him a shot to get back in this game a little bit. Double 6 dance. He needs a 1 badly. You're rooting for Kent. You root for a 1 here. He did. He got it. He got it.
Now can Kimon double from the bar here?
Yes. And I still pass. No, he's still playing on. He's not even thinking about it. Didn't hesitate. And look, he's right. Look at that. Comes in with a 1-4. Great roll. Comes in and hits. 1-6. He's in again. Comes out without any hesitation because he'd have to leave a blot anyway. He's hoping he doesn't roll a 6. Kimon wants a 6 badly. He didn't get it. 5-2. I guess you make the 11 point.
You make it.
No, he makes the bar. Makes the midpoint rather. I would have made the 11. I can see the beauty of his play.
If Kent improves his position just a little bit, we might see Kimon double.
Oh, 6-2. That's an improvement. What do you do?
I don't think
You
I'm
gotta
coming
make-
off. No.
I would.
What?
I don't like the alternative. That's my play.
Well, then you're just going to get doubled.
Well, that's what I want. I want to get rid of this game. Was that the wrong play, Steve? Coming out? I would have come
Yeah,
out.
it was the wrong play.
See?
Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it was the right play.
It was the right play. That's 3, everybody. That's 3 for Phil. That's a record so far. My over-under is 2 for an entire match. This has got to be a pass, isn't it?
It's actually still too good.
Still too good. Yeah, so we know it's a big pass, and it wouldn't have been wrong to continue to play on. But he doubled pretty quickly without thinking. And I have to admit, I would have done this too. I would have doubled also. I see lots of ways to lose this game.
Not with the 6-3 lead. He's going to
Yeah.
pass.
So what's he thinking about taking for? It's still too good.
Well,
He's
he could be
thinking
just posturing, just make your opponent think that you're a taker. And then
posturing. Kent Goulding is not a posturer. He's one of the most honest, straightforward people I know. He doesn't play games with people. He's passing. Okay. He was seriously thinking about taking it, wasn't he? You know him better than I do, Sank. Was he thinking about taking that? He took acting lessons?
yeah, it was only 1.04 too good.
Okay. It was, all right.
So we're at 6-4 now.
Yes, in a double 3. If it's a double on the opening roll, a lot of people, when they play for money, they double the stakes, but in matches, we don't. This cube starts at 1 every time. The cube says 16, but it really means 1. All right, 2-1. That's called slotting. That's pretty much the right play now. Didn't used to be.
That's what O'Hagan told me.
Yep. Well, he knows the game. O'Hagan learned a lot of stuff from me lately, so he's gotten pretty good. Why is everybody laughing? Okay, double 5s is a great roll. It doesn't make the 5 point, but it hits and makes 2 points and hits 2 checkers. If Kent doesn't roll a 5 here, he's going to be in some trouble.
He stays out. It's too good.
Oh, he rolled a 5. That keeps him in the game.
I don't. Yeah.
Now I don't even think it's a double.
No, I don't either. Although trailing 6-4, you could think about it.
I wouldn't hesitate. He didn't hesitate either. 1-6 is good. He comes in and hits again. And again, he's putting Kent under real pressure to roll a 5 or double 2 or double 4. Oh, he danced. Now what? Now I'm
It's
passing.
just double pass.
No, he's got 3. Yeah, I would pass.
I don't. Yeah, it's just double pass.
Now, even with the 3 checkers back and the aces, he's just 2 checkers up is really hurts.
Yeah, and Kent's got the lead in the match, so why mess
You
around?
get gammoned about 45, 50% of the time here. And that's a lot if you take this cube. I think it's about 30% wins and 40% game. Well, that's
I don't think
a
the
slightly
gammons are
different
that high.
position. You're right, because he's got the 3
24
checkers
and the
back.
ace point made.
Maybe 35% gammons. We like to estimate these numbers because the more you do it, the sharper your game gets by looking at how wrong you are. You learn from your mistakes. Big pass. Big double, big pass. And if it
Interestingly,
could be too good,
it was a take.
it was a take.
Not 0.914.
You know why? It's the 3rd checker back on the 24.
And
That's
the ace point made, yeah.
and the ace point made. That's surprising.
But
We
Ken
would-
had the lead in the match, so you can't fault him for dropping.
I would have dropped it like a rock. 2-1, 4-2 followed by 2-1. He's
Who opened the 4-2 first?
4-2. Kimon had 4-2. Kent 2-1. Now 4-1 double hit. Again, they stack the checkers to deceive us. And it's a cock dice. All right, double 6. Big dance again. We're seeing that a lot this game.
Kimon's playing under 2 for the match, 1.74 to Kent's
Wow.
2.78. Very, very strong.
Wow. Double with 2 on the bar. I can understand the double, but I think it's an easy take. Because even if he makes the ace point, it's the ace point. It's not
Was
a
it a
great
double
game.
take?
Yeah, it
And
was a
then,
double take. 5-4, covered and came down. And he's pointing at the clock for some reason. Maybe he didn't hit the clock. You know what happens? That type of clock, you have to remember to hit the middle button to keep you get the time clock going. And most people forget it. It's a cheap clock. I really don't like it. And especially in the finals, they should be using an electronic clock. I spent the extra $4 and got the electronic clock, and I love it. If somebody would show me how to work it, I'd like it even more. I guess that's what they're doing. They got a problem with the clock. Okay. Rolled a 5-4, brought 2 down.
He covered and brought a builder down.
Yep. 2-6 is decent. At least he came in. And actually, you'd rather come in low than high here, where you can't be attacked as easily. He's happier to come in on the 2-point than in on the 5-point. And when you're being blitzed like this, you actually have a higher equity that way. 5-4 doesn't do much of anything.
I'm splitting, bringing a builder down.
I don't know. 2 down looks attractive to me.
No, you got to attack that checker on the 11 point.
Well, that idiot
I
made
don't
the same idiot play that I would have made. I brought 2 down. I'm going for the blitz still.
Wow.
3-2 comes in, anchors. That's good. That greatly reduces the chances of Kent getting gammoned, and that's a big thing. You don't want to lose 4 points. Double 4 is a great shot. Makes the 5
By the
point.
way, Phil, you were
both 5
right.
points.
Again, that's number 4.
Number 4, I was right.
Again,
Attaboy.
4 out of 400. Not bad odds.
That's right. 4 out of 400 ain't bad. 4-3. 4-3. What do you do here? I don't think much. You wouldn't make the bar.
You just.
Oh my goodness!
I
would have made.
would make the bar.
I would have made the bar there. I didn't even think of this play.
Yeah, that's a little bit
a
of
little
a
rich.
mistake.
A little rich. So the bar was right. That's 5.
Yeah.
5 for me. Wow. Okay, 6-5.
Gotta probably just run.
I'm running because he's got no board. I'm not afraid to get hit, but even though there's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's about 16 pointing numbers. 15 because double 2s don't point.
And then you add the double 4s.
And then 16. I was just about to add the double 4s. Thanks, Steve. So if you run the back checker, you can get pointed on 16 out of 36
but he's got
times.
a 1 point board, and
Yeah.
Kimone's got a 4 point board, so it seems like a pretty.
But the glass is also half full. That means 20 out of 36 times you don't get pointed on. And if he hits loose, it's going to be very risky. 6-4, I guess you come down with 2. You give up your midpoint. What do you do? I would.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to put your pieces in real bad
Yeah,
place.
you know, the great Paul McGrail always said, listen to the checkers. They tell you where they want to be. And he actually heard them talking too. And I think they want to be in front. he may still hear me, right? We miss Paul. He passed away this past year, and just a great guy, great teacher.
I don't know.
Good-
Maybe,
and a
maybe you
good
can
friend.
just slot the 3 and the 2 point. That's not so bad.
I don't know. I bring 2 down, but
It's. I'm
you're
not-
risking a shot.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave the shot here. I'm just going to play.
You don't leave a shot. You're just giving up, Steve. You're
I'm
just
not giving
gonna
up.
say,
No, I'm starting the 3 and the 2 point.
Again, I better talk softer. He heard me and made my play. Is it 6 for me?
I'll let you know in a second.
Sank agrees with me. He likes my play. What is that, a 5-3?
What's the number? Was it double 3s?
Double 3s. Sorry. Okay, 4-3. Points on him. That shows you why Sank and I were right on the play to bring him down. Keep your checkers in front of him. Listen to Paul McGrill. 3-6 is a very good roll. In and out. That's one of his best rolls. That's really what he was hoping for.
Yeah, your play was right on the
Play was right. Okay, that's 2 for Sank and 7 for me. 6-5 comes in. I mean, who cares? Who's counting? Who cares about the match? What about me? 5-1. He puts his builders in place. He really wants to make that 3-point. That open 3-point, believe it or not, can really cost you a lot of games. Even though Red looks very comfortable here, if he never makes that 3-point, he could easily leave a blot, get hit, and still lose the game. This is not a horrible game for White. 5-3. It's getting, that open point. I think somebody told me that could be worth about, it's 4-3, be worth about 8%. I would slot the back and take a risk of a 1-6
No,
and put the checker
no,
in play.
I'm not slotting there. No,
You wouldn't? I
no,
would.
just play to the 9 point. You got 3 natural builders to make the prime. But
See, that's-
slotting, the problem is if he hits, he could hit and cover, and then all of a sudden,
No, he has to roll a 1-6 to hit.
no. What are you talking about?
I would slot the 9 point.
Well, that's what I thought you meant slotting the 3.
No, I
point.
slot the 9
So
point.
we're in agreement.
We are.
We're arguing in an agreement.
That's-
Okay.
That's
How's
what
that
happens when
possible?
you get 2 Jewish guys together. I think the saying is 2 Jews, 3 opinions.
Look at this interesting move.
No, I would. We both agree would slot the back of the prime and give him a 1-6. Because even if he hits the 1-6, you still have plenty of play. You come in 27 times. You really want to make the 3-point here, and that gives you the most builders to do it. If you never make the 3-point, you can still win the game, but the odds of leaving a shot
This
go
could
way
be
up.
right. This could be right.
All right, he made that
All right,
play.
fantastic play by Kimon. Is right by
Kimon was
0.0.
right.
You just have to subtract 2 now from
Right,
your
4-3 was the response. We missed that 6-2. Let's not talk about that play where I was wrong. Okay, comes in with a 6-2.
Sank is absolutely correct.
Double fives. That's a bad one. That's what we call a crashing roll. Crashes his board. That means that if Kent gets lucky and hits a shot, he has less of a chance to win after hitting the shot because his board is destroyed. It's called a crashed board. 3-2 doesn't do a
Well, he
thing.
cleared before. Can he clear now and leave the 4 shots?
Sank liked the clearing play. What was it right, Steve?
Extremely close.
Extremely close. One advantage to not clearing is your opponent can crash more.
His
You don't let
timing
him
is
out.
a little iffy.
So it's close. 4-2. He has to come in. Now it's really risky. There's a lot of rolls that leave shots here.
6-5, 5-4.
6-4. How about this one? This is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Not making that 3-point. That's why we would have taken the risk before, but we were wrong. He needs a 1. Nope. 5-4. So this is probably going to be a single game where he'll probably win 2 points. 3-2. Cocked. 2-1. Oh, he points on him.
Fantastic roll.
Points on him. Hit him and make. What are you thinking about?
Just make the 3-point.
Make the 2-point.
I mean, yeah, the 2-point, of course.
Yes. Points on
Pointing
him.
on your
Yeah,
opponent.
that's okay. 2-6. Now there's some gammon chances again with the
Maybe-
checker on the bar, but that open
maybe
3-point,
10-12%.
you don't want a 3 here. A double 6 is a great roll. Takes off 4 checkers. Now there's the gammon risk just went way up. He came in. That's very good for Kent. 3-5. Now his gammon chances again are very low, and his winning chances are also very low. 6-5, but they just went up.
Ooh, direct
6-5 a shot. 11 ways to roll a 2. About 31% of the time, he's going to hit him, and he misses with a 5-4. So he's going to just get out of there and run off the gammon, lose 2 points, and it's going to be a close match again. And now, Kimon will take the lead 7-6. And what really matters is how many points you need to win the match. When you have 7 points, it doesn't matter as much as to realize that you're 6 away. You need 6 more points to win the match, and Kent needs 7 points to win the match, which makes, obviously, Kimon a slight favorite. Maybe 55-45, something maybe not quite that much. All right. We got a great close match going, and both players playing a terrific PRs.
Yeah, Kimon under 2 and Kent under 3. Currently
Wow. Wow.
10 games into the match.
Wow, that's exciting. I wish Falafel were with us. He could have told us how many bad rolls, how horrible they were playing. And we could win some. I miss Falafel. By the way, Falafel, I hope you're well and I hope you're watching. He does a lot of commentary and he's up in Israel, back in Israel, taking care of himself. Okay, 5-3 makes the point. Can't hit. 6-3 makes the 5-point, or you can.
I'm making the 5-point here.
All right, there's a lot of players that would make the opponent's
first
bar
of all,
point here. That's what
Kent
you're thinking
stripped
about.
on the 8 points, so the counterattack is less viable.
Most of the time, if you can make the 5-point, it's right. But this is one situation where there is some merit to the other play.
He's going to have to leave 7 indirect
Yeah.
shots if he doesn't.
So you're right. The other problem with making the opponent's bar point is your 3 isn't very good. You're either leaving more blots or you're stacking your checkers. So that's a lot of reasons to make the 5-point. But he's thinking about it.
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't make the
Yeah.
5-point.
He did. And it had to be right, wasn't it?
Ooh,
Ooh. Ooh.
safe play was right by .03.
The safe play.
I mean, making the 18-point.
Wow.
Very surprising.
0.03 is not much, though. That's pretty close. You'd have to really roll it out with the computer to be sure. But I wasn't sure. I must tell
I
you.
know I was very sure and very wrong.
Well, I wouldn't say you were wrong. It was close. It was very close. All right, 6-1 makes what we call an anchor. He makes a point on his opponent's side, and Double three's a great roll. Do you come out all the way or come up and down?
He's up 1 pip after the move. I think I come out all the way.
Well, he
'Cause the
did
timing
without
is-
he
timing's
did
a little
without much
better.
thinking about it. I understand not coming down because you stripped the midpoint with only 2 checkers there.
It's right by 0.05. for
Yeah, if
chance play.
I had 5 checkers on the midpoint, I would have thought seriously about up and down.
What did Kimon roll? 5-4.
Okay, we got a 2-1, couple double slot.
Yeah, pretty safe to do that.
Not much excitement here. That it's interesting when both sides. Oh, double 6 is an anti-joker. This is really hard. This is what you don't want: is stacking your checkers up on a low point and putting him out of play. But there was nothing else he could do. Oh, here we go. Same thing. That's
Both players are playing the same style.
the same style. That's right. Now, this is what I call the midpoint standoff or Mexican standoff. Whoever leaves the shot first and gets hit's going to lose. Although Red's board is pretty bad, having the 1 and 2 points made. I like White's position a little better for that reason. The timing is a big thing here, though. They're both about the same timing. Oh, how do you play double 2s? Ooh.
Let's see. He's up 7 after the rate.
Then I run the back checkers.
Seems reasonable.
I would play off the 18 all the way up. When you're up in the race. He's thinking about it. There's a lot of other plays here. I guess you can bring 3 down from the mid and then 1 in. You have more flexibility that way.
That might be right.
This is more flexible. There is something to be said for this. Yep, he likes it. Plus, those 2 blots in White's inner board makes me play a little bit more for
Very
playing
good play,
from him.
Kimon.
It's the right play. Good.
Yeah.
6-4, not much choice. You don't want to leave a shot. And Kimon's play gives him that flexibility. He's now got that checker to play, that spare checker. This is what he's going to do right now. Okay. Any high numbers are bad right now unless they're doubles. 5-4 is pretty
Well,
bad for,
Just make his point. Kimon's double slotted in his board, so just make your 4 point.
and leave the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although otherwise, what? Make your ace point? It's bad.
Nah. So Steve is saying you come off the 18 point, make the 4 point, leave him a 6 shot, which is 17 numbers, but
No, not come off the midpoint.
you come off I meant off the midpoint. Yes. Yeah.
And now he corrects his timing a little
And he
bit.
did it. Kimon wants a 6. He got it. A 6 and a 1.
Wow, what a super joker that
Hits
was.
and covers unless Kent rolls a 4 right now. He's in pretty
How about a
bad shape.
Double 4s, 4-5.
He needs a 4. He danced.
So
What's-
can Kimon play on here? 15
I would
pips
not
ahead?
play on. He doubled instantly without
Ah.
even thinking about playing on. Just like I would have. But I would have taken
was
another
too good.
10 seconds. It was too good?
Yep.
There's no reason to play that fast. I keep my teacher, Perry Gardner, is my mentor and teacher. He yells at me whenever I play too fast.
It was a pretty
There's
safe.
no reason not to think a little bit about these plays.
It was a pretty safe position to continue with. Anyway, so
Perry does nothing fast, you said? You ought to talk to Norma about that. Okay. We have a opening 5-2 split, which is now the popular play. A lot of people bring 2 down. I used to until the computers told me not to. I hate the 5-2 split because it gives them an instant double 5 joker, but for every other roll, it turns out to be better. 2-1. 2-1. Another 5-1 split, then 2-1. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what you do here.
probably 11 and 21. Duplicating.
Did I hear Sank? Did you would slot against the double shot? Why not? Why not are the 2 most dangerous words in backgammon. Or what could happen? I like that one. I like that segment. And listen to that. Look at that. He likes. Kimon likes that style. How good a play was that?
It was the right play.
The
Mr.
right play.
Sienkiewicz.
Sank is right again. Wow, I never would have slotted against the double shot there. Wow, 6-3. Sank has still got it, believe me.
3-6.
By the way, Sank, you played under 2 PR in our match. I got the match for us. Under 2 PR. You played 1.85 in your match with me. I played slightly higher, I think about 14. So you got lucky. You got lucky to draw me. That's how you got lucky. I need a handicap against you. All right, double threes is a great roll. Comes in, hits, makes the 5 point. You can't ask for much more than that. And he was in really bad shape. Well, not really bad, pretty bad shape. Double two is another good roll. Comes in, makes a point. We love the doubles. Those doubles really make the game exciting. 5-2. Kimon is doesn't like having 4 checkers all stacked up on his opponent's point there. That's a real negative for his game, but the other side of the board looks pretty good. 4-1 doesn't do much. I don't know what I do here. I wouldn't come in on the 4. I think that's too risky. I come in on the 1 and bring a 4 in to play safe. That's what he did. Okay. Is that right? That's a good guess. It was the only play, probably. Okay.
No.
You don't
Right
want to come in.
It was right to come in on the 21.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems so risky. You're being shot at
Yeah,
with
but you're
6s, 4s.
duplicating
and-
2s, 4s, and 6s. The front moves and the back moves.
I see. So you're duplicating. What Steve's saying is 2s, 4s, and 6s are good on both sides of the board. You hope the guy rolls 5s, 3s, and 1s. Okay, 4-1 makes the bar point. That's about all I see here. He could hit.
No. Bar
Just make
points.
the bar point. Okay. That's the 7 point is called your bar point because it's next to the bar. All right, 6-4. Oh,
Three
make-
different choices.
oh, let's see 4 choices. So you only see 3. That's 1. How about pointing on him? He didn't even look at pointing on him or making the 4 point. Wow, is that? And he played it awfully fast too.
And he played it awfully correctly.
Awfully correctly. That's awful. I would have made the wrong play much slower.
I would have made it.
Okay, 5-4. See, a great player only sees one play. I see 5, 6 plays every time. All right. I like Kent's position here. He's way up in the race. He's got a lot more checkers back. He just safetied with the 5-1. If he doesn't get hit with a 1 here, I like his game a lot. And he doesn't get hit. 4-3. Slots a couple points probably. He does. Is this a cube?
No.
No? Too much to bring around, too many holes yet. He's thinking about the cube. I would have thought about the cube too. Plus the fact that he's losing 8-6 in the match. I would think long and hard about cubing here.
I saved you that checker and then think about it.
What's the race? He's got to be way up in the race.
It's up 23.
23? Yeah, I like to be up 24. Wow. I'm telling you, Steve, I really love the cube here. I don't care what it. Well, of course, I'm used to playing players who are always a lot better than me, and I want to gamble, especially in positions like this where it's mostly a race. I would double. Would you double here, Sank? Sank would double. All right, I don't
It's
feel
kind
too
of an
bad.
in volatile position, and there's not much bluff value. So you just safety the checker with almost any number. He's probably still going to have a take. So why double?
So what Steve's saying is you don't lose your market. On the next roll, he's probably taking anyway, so that's why he wouldn't double. But he agrees with me and Sank, and of course he is a take. We're pretty clear about that. Let's see what XG says. Double 1 is one of his worst rolls because he doesn't. Well, it's not so bad because of the double shot
Yeah,
inside.
it was a no double by about 1.5%.
Okay, that's pretty big. I make the 5 point. That's going to be a real liability later if you don't. And you're not that worried about getting hit. He's looking at another play. I guess he's more concerned about bringing it home, but that open 5 point is costly. What's right, Steve?
Making the 5.
Making the 5 was right. We finally found a mistake.
But 2%.
2%.
What did
Okay.
Kimon roll?
5-1. Hit and covered.
Okay.
1-6 is big. That's big. Coming in and hitting. If he danced there, it didn't hit. It could be real problems. Now you see why Sank and I were right to double here? Do you see it now, Steve? Hindsight is always right.
Very clearly.
Okay. Not that he's won this game. This game, anything can still happen. That's what we love about backgammon. Red can still get a shot. Kimon can still get a shot and hit it. He's not likely to get gammon that much with that anchor. But you still would be much happier that. Would this be a pass here? I mean, has he lost his market? This might even still be a take. That's why
That I don't know.
might be right. That's why it might not have been a cube. If he's still taking, what did you gain by giving the cube?
Yeah, and he's
again, that's
probably
hindsight.
not. If Kimone's playing really excellent, he's not going to make that mistake.
Uh-huh. He's playing excellently.
What was that, a 6-1?
Yeah, 6-1. 5-4 is a great clearing roll. All that Kent cares about now is not leaving a shot, bringing him in safely. That open 5-point can be costly, but it's not so bad because when your opponent is up on your 3-point, as Kimon is, it's easy to go behind him. So there are fewer ways to leave shots. So Kimon's odds of getting a shot, especially after the 11-point is cleared, after the back point of whites is cleared, he hasn't got the real good odds of getting a shot. And here it is. There's a clearing roll. So even with the open 5-point here, it's like a phantom 5-3 double holding game. We don't even call that a back game. The odds of getting a shot aren't that great, and he's way down in the race. So you got to give Kent a pretty big edge here. But again, that's what's so much fun about backgammon. They could easily leave a shot and get hit. Okay, 5-4. And by the way, this race, 1 double 6 by Kimon, and he's back in the race too. 5-1, he can't clear his back point. Again, that's his main objective, is to clear the 8-point now and then the 7 in order, if he can. And that open 5-point could haunt him. And we would have made the 5-point earlier, and that was one of his few errors. That Kent should have made the 5-point on that double 1. We're going to remind him of that if he loses the game. 5-3, Senk makes the ace point. Why? You want to bring the checkers in. I would make his play. Is the ace point right? Is Senk right again? 6-3.
No, Kent's play was right.
Kent's play was right. One wrong for Senk.
What did Kimon just roll?
6-3. Brought him in. 6-5. Good roll. Good roll. Clears the point. Not the one he wanted to clear, but at least a point to be cleared is a point not to be feared. What's that? I can't read it. Looks like a 4-1. Can anybody read that dice? It's the glare. Looks like a 3-1, I guess, the way he's playing it.
Or 2-1?
Could be a 2-1, 3-1. It's either
3-1 he would just cover and close.
Yeah, it's got to be a 2-1 or 3-1. He's deciding whether to bring the checker in or not, and save himself a 6 so he can stay back longer. He's decided it was a 2-1. He brought it in. There's a lot of rolls that leave shots here. All 1s and 3s are very bad, and 5s are not good either. And 1s, 3s, and 5s are all cause problems for him. He can't clear that back point unless they're in doubles. 6-1. That's what happens when he didn't save a 6. Now he's forced to go out. Steve and I would have both saved a 6 last time, and he'd still have 2 checkers back there, which would be stronger because now he could get picked and passed or pointed on. Double 4 is a great clearing roll. Great roll. Kent's home free now. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Not even double 3s.
Not even double 3s could go wrong, or double 4s. There's no way he could lose this game. My partners in the Chouette love it. I would pick and pass, slow him down.
Sure.
And he does. Hitting and continuing. That's not allowed in Tavla and some other countries. They play, you can't do that. But standard backgammon, that is legal. The pick and pass play. So this game is pretty much over unless there's a miracle 3 double 6s in a row, which nobody ever does except against me. 2-1. Very little chance of getting gammon. Very little chance of Kimon winning. And we're going to have a tie game, and they'll both need 5 points to win the match. Now, this is when the cube and the checker play gets very, very exciting, because as soon as you get to within 5 points of winning by both players, the gammon values change, the strategy changes. At 5 away, 5 away, you have a very low take point. Your live cube take point goes down to about 20% instead of 22 or 23%. But if you turn the cube and get gammon, the other player gets to 1 away in Crawford. So the gammons are worth 0.655, which is a lot higher, about 1.5 times higher than the normal gammon value. So the match starts getting very complicated from here on. That's one of the reasons I like shorter matches. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have a 13-point match finals. I'd play 2 out of 3 5-point matches or 7-point matches, so you have more of these complicated situations. But the main world of backgammon doesn't agree with me. I'm trying to get that changed. But why doesn't everybody listen to me? I don't know why that is. And when I'm serious, everybody laughs. And when I make a joke, nobody says it. I don't get it. Okay, 5 away, 5 away, 8-8. Very exciting finals.
And the play has been stellar. It's
Yeah.
Kimona's at a 2.33 and Kent 2.53. This
Yep.
is absolutely awesome.
I
for
would be calling a
finals.
timeout now and going to, and I'll have to tell you, the first real big major event that I was in the finals, I was playing in Michigan, which was the largest tournament at the time. I had this lousy opponent, guy named Sankowitz, and I called my coach and I said, I'm playing Sankowitz in the finals. What should I do? He said, hedge. And that's what I'd be doing right now if I were one of these guys. I'd say, let's call a timeout and talk about how to split the money. Because it's you could toss a coin who's going to win now. 4-2, you almost always right to hit rather than make the point. Did you notice that? The only thing you wouldn't hit with would be a 3-1 because the 5 point's so valuable in the way it leaves your checkers. But with a 4-2, he hit without any hesitation. And one way I can tell if I'm playing a beginner is he doesn't hit there with a 4-2. He makes the point instead. 5-3.
I come in the 22 point play 13-5, duplicate the 6-5, 5-3.
This is a pretty big play he made now. That's a lot of blots.
I don't like that play.
Steve doesn't like the play. What does XG like? Now he's going to get hit.
It's a
on the
tie.
outside.
It's a
It's a
toss-up.
tie? Okay. So it's a matter of style.
What was the roll? What was Kent's roll?
5-3 hit. 5-3 hit and 5-3 again. Comes in and makes the point. Makes 2 points. That's a good roll. Very good roll for Kimon. Makes an anchor, makes a point, cleans up his blots. So there's still a lot of room for style in this game. Double 4 is a pretty good roll. Makes that outside point. And then you make the 9 point. You're going to leave a shot anyway, so you might as well make a point. He's probably thinking about making the 2 point, which is kind of deep here. But there's some Herb saying, oh God, but you're stripping your midpoint if you make the 9 point and you're still leaving yourself stacked. I think there's merit to making the 2 point.
I'd make the 9.
And Steve would make the 9. What does XG say?
9 point.
9 points, just like I said. Okay, 4-3. He's going to slot 2 points. Yep.
But I wouldn't do it that way. I would not break the 8 point. I would slot the 4 and the 3 point.
Steve would keep the 8 point because the 8 point has value. It's part of your major priming area. 5-3 is a pretty bad roll here. He can't clean up the blot. He makes a point, but he's still leaving a double shot. But now those 2 blots on the other side doesn't make the double shot that scary. Ooh, 6-2. Pretty good roll. Hits and covers. I love those words. Hit and cover. He needs a 5. Kent's hoping for a 5. He got it. 5 and a 4, 5 and a 3, or 5 and 1, 5 and 6. Hit 2, but he's happy with this. He's happy to come in. And he can come out in safety. What else is there? And he does. But there's no reason not to think about it. That's the point. All right. I like White's position here, especially if Red dances, and he comes in with a 5-2, which is a great roll. Comes in and makes the bar, makes the anchor there. This is a very tough position for Kent to bring home now. So obviously, Kimona's losing the race, but he's got a very strong position in terms of his odds of getting a shot. 6-3 makes another point. So obviously, I keep saying obviously, it's not so obvious all the time, but all Kent wants to do is not leave shots and bring his checkers home because he's winning the race. This isn't a huge race lead, though, is it? 6-3 clears. That's what we call a joker. That's for sure. That's a good roll. 6-3 brings 2 down. A lot of people make the mistake of keeping that midpoint too long, and Kimon's too sharp for that.
I know. So Kent's up 28 pips in the race, and he's got 4 on the outside. So, but he didn't double.
Well, but you're looking against double anchor. The rule of 4 is against a single anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Against the double anchor, it's not out. That rule of 4 doesn't necessarily apply. So I'm not sure it was wrong. Was it wrong not to double? I wouldn't double there. I mean, there's not enough gammons here to activate gammons. That's not my thinking. I just want to win this game. 5-4 brings it home. And again, you don't lose your market unless you roll doubles, probably. And even then,
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
not
no
sure.
double by 2%.
No double. Okay, good. That's number 2 for me.
What did he roll?
4-3. Cover the 3 point. See, this is still hard to bring home. There's not that many rolls that are safe here. 6-1 certainly isn't a great roll. Now he's stripped everywhere on the outside. His next 6 could be very uncomfortable. 5-1 makes a good point inside, holds his position. I don't know what he's thinking. I would make the 5-point heavy. Oh, he's slotting. Okay. That makes sense. I wouldn't have done that with only one cover. I would have brought the checker in. Preserving a 6. I mentioned the 6-1, did I? That the 6s are uncomfortable. Now he's got 17 shots plus a double 4.
Well, if Kimon doesn't hit here, then Kent should double.
Kimon is jokingly moving the checkers aside so his 5-3 hits, but I don't think Kent's going to let him do that. Kimon's got a great sense of humor for a German.
Oh,
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I do. I like Kimon. He's fun. No, he's really German, though. He says his father was Greek. He's got a Greek name, but he's basically a German.
should be a double
He's an
right here
attorney,
for Kent.
full-time attorney in Germany. It's a double. Is it a pass?
I don't think so.
You don't
Well,
get gammon very much. I don't know about
But
that.
his,
I really don't
his
know.
timing is pretty weak. Kimon's timing is weak. He's going to have to.
The good news about Woolsey's law is if you're not sure if it's a take or a pass, you know it's a double. He took. Oh, why is he putting it back? You can't do that. Once you
What the
take, you
heck?
take. Maybe he's taking a picture. Oh, yeah, until you punch the clock. You're right, saying. Unless if you're playing with the clock, nothing is official until you hit the clock. Or I don't know. If you say it's not true, if you say I take, and you set it down, it's Rich
It was
Munich,
actually
the man who wrote the rules, is here. If you set it down, it was a take. I was right the first time. When you put it over there, it's a take. That's it. He strongly indicated a take. 4-3. Well, the new current USBGF rules, Rich Munich is the expert. He says he took. And he stayed with it and took anyway. He must have heard you, Rich. Rich, good job on the rules, by the way. I think for your intellect, you did very well. Yeah.
It wasn't even a double.
It wasn't even a double. For
Which is
sure. a take.
surprising. I thought it was. A double.
I like the double because you might get some passes. I'm going to clear the 8-point here. I don't know if it's right, but I'm clearing the 8-point. It gives you one less landing place, but a point cleared is a point not to be feared. I'm clearing the 8-point, and he doesn't. I think he can run into more problems later. I could be wrong. What's right there, Steve?
Well, you got 9 right now, Phil.
Wow, I'm at 9 right. I think that's 10, Steve. There was one time I was thinking about the right play. I didn't say it.
Okay.
6-2. Now, look, it turned out to be better that he didn't clear it because he was able to clear with the 6-2. That would have left a shot with my correct play.
What did Kent just roll?
6-2.
Thank you.
4-2. The whole question now is, does Kent leave a shot and does Kimon hit it? Or, again, Kimon could roll double 6s a couple times, but that's the long shot. There's a lot of rolls that leave shots here, and that's not one of them. 5-4. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong player on roll. All right, this is the big roll here. No 1s or 3s, and he's in good shape. Oh, there's a 1-5-1, one of his worst rolls. He leaves a shot. The whole match could ride on this, too. This is huge. He rolled it. He rolled it. That was a monster swing at equity. That turned the match around huge. Who can tell me what percentage swing that was? Who's smart enough to know that? Come on, Rich. Frank. Come on. The difference between being 3 away, 5 away, or 5 away, 3 away, that's like a 40% difference in winning chances, isn't it? Got to be something like 40%. That one little shot. There's luck in this game. That's what makes it so much fun. And that's what keeps people like me coming back. 5-4 he's playing on. That's a good question. As long as you have no roll, that's going to cost you the game, you may as well do it. You're right. Double 6 could have done it, but that's one roll. Maybe it's still worth it. I wouldn't play on here. The odds of a gammon with one up, even with a perfect bear off, are only 3.5%. And I think you can lose that much or more. Yeah, he risked a double 6 last time, but again, double six is 2 rolls, 1 roll or 2.5%. Then you have to get hit. The gammon odds just went up, but again, I wasn't playing on here. It can't be a big error either way. You clear from the back. Don't take too many chances. If he doesn't roll a 6, I'm still doubling here. Up, game over. Double pass. Boom. Okay. This is what I love about the game in match play. 3 away, 5 away, it just gets a lot more complicated. If the cube turns to 2, the player who's 3 away, which is Kimon, doesn't get the full value of winning a gammon. He wins too many points. So the gammon isn't worth that much, but it's worth pretty much if the cube is turned for Kent, because it gets him back in the match and takes him to Crawford and gives him a pretty big edge in the match. It would make him a 68% favorite if he can double and win a gammon. So that's pretty big. So that affects the checker play, the strategy. It's very, very different from money games. It's like the difference of playing cash games in poker or playing in a poker tournament where you have to look at the size of the stack and the size of the pot. It's just that much more complicated. That's why I would encourage everybody to get into tournament backgammon. And nothing like being in a live tournament to sit there and be with these people and go out to dinner and talk about all the horrible rolls they had, listen to their complaints about their wife and kids. It's great. Oh yeah, there we go. Activating the gammons. That's a good double, I think, because there's real gammon risks here if he rolls a good number, like a 5-3, hit 2, 6-5.
Cube was a little bit early.
But I like the cube. I like that cube.
I would not have.
He's attacking now. He's going for the gammon. Like I said, the gammons have great, great value. 2-1's a great roll. Comes in and hits. I told you it wasn't a cube. Okay. He played very, very aggressively there. I like that. Oh, that's a terrible roll. This is very, very, very big news for Kimon. 3-1 makes the 5 point. Even though he could anchor, that 5 point is huge, especially when your opponent's on the bar. Ooh, 6-5 dance. Uh-oh. We got big problems now. He's got a double shot at the remaining blot, and he hits it.
Could be the match.
5-6. This could be the match. Hits it with the 5, slots with the 6, and he does. This is going to be. Boy, why didn't he double? Why didn't he not double like I said? I can't believe that he doubled there. He did what I would have done. I would be in the same position if I were him. 6-1 makes the point. This is really, really looking bad for Kent, and he was going to buy me dinner too. That's
It's
the sad
looking bad
part.
for you.
This is really bad for me. He promised to buy me dinner if he won. We're good friends. I love the guy. He's a terrific guy. Nothing against Kimon, but dinner. What's he doing? Oh, he's hitting. He doesn't want him to make that second anchor. You make that second anchor, and you have a very, very good chance of at least getting off the gammon and maybe even winning. So he's gambling here to stop Kent from anchoring on a second point. That would be called a back game. A lot of people wouldn't be that aggressive here, but I like that play. Was it right?
No.
See, I like that play. It was wrong. I would have made the
Right,
same
was
play.
just making the 6 prime to the 9 point.
6 primes are boring. I mean, I never make them. Okay, do you cover or do you make the 3 point? I think you cover when you're blitzing with this many checkers in the zone. The 5, I come down for another builder. I cover. I would just bring all the way. I just bring all the way from the 13 to the 2. Keep all my checkers in play. You don't worry about coming out. You don't worry about your back checkers when you're blitzing. Blitzing was named after the Blitzkrieg, of course, when Hitler was very successful blitzing because he had all of his troops and all of his tanks and everything on one front. So you don't fight on 2 fronts. That's one of the things he did wrong in the war. All those generals said, don't attack Russia, stay on one front. So when you're blitzing and backgammon, do the same thing. So notice you don't move that back checker. A lot of people are worried about moving that back checker out. It's all about what's happening on the Western front. You want to stop them from anchoring, you want to go through. So it's all quiet on the Western front right now. Who was in that movie, Herb? Gary Cooper. See, if you want useless information, Herb's always there. He stops in a huge back game to get the pip count when the cube's already been turned, and then he forgets the count. Well, He played the 6 to cover. Where's the 5? I don't think it's that big a problem, but he's got time on the clock. Why not take your time? Oh my God, he played on the Eastern Front. Everything I said not to do. Oh, good. Thank you. Jeez, it's about time. My God. Yeah. Well, they're a few miles away. Double 5 dances. You want that extra builder there. That way you can make, double 5s, for example, will make the point that wouldn't have made it otherwise. God, he should have moved that back checker out. He wouldn't be stuck there now. Double threes. Now he's going to get stuck because he listened to me. Yeah, you see, the odds of getting stuck there are poor. You just don't worry about that. Now, if your opponent had a 4 or 5 point board back there, that's different. Double 1s. Do you shift?
No.
I don't know. You want to slow him down? Do you give yourself a chance to move double 2s?
He's probably going to have it anyway. Just make the outside point.
Make the outside point? He's hitting loose. You know why? Because that way, if he gets hit back, he has a 3-2 instead of a double 2 to make the 3 point. And that's his best chance to get out of this mess. I can see the logic of that. He figures he's going to get gammoned anyway.
I can't stop and look at this.
So, all right. So now he's look. Oh my goodness. I like the 2, but I'm not sure about that 1. That could make it even harder now. All right. I hit inside. Right. That's the thing. That's again, we're on the Eastern Front here. You don't want him to make that 3 point. You don't care about anything else. 3-1, hit with a 3, and the one I play 8-6. 8-7 rather. 8-7. So Kent, you think that Sank, you think Kent was being a little too aggressive there? We don't know. It's pretty desperate. It's a long shot. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was going to. You get to the point where you think you're going to get gambled anyway. You may as well gamble a lot. But I think he gambled a little too much. But we'll see. Ace point games have equity, Sank just said, and of course, if you have good timing on the ace point game, you can win about 15%. That's not terrible. 15% is about 1.5 times out of 10. If my math is right. Okay. So now he's got his timing. So from the ace point game, he can still win, and he's got a decent board. Maybe he's going to win. He can still win this game 12, 13% of the time. The real question is, will he get gammoned? If he gets gammoned, he loses 4 points, and he's in bad shape. It's a match. Yeah, that's right.
What's his roll?
That's pretty bad shape. And I don't get dinner. That's even worse. That's 0% equity. That's right. I had the wrong side. I had the wrong score reversed. Okay. What are the odds of a gammon here? They're huge. 4 checkers back in on the ace. Even all the checkers around is 50% gammons. So we're looking at 60, 70% gammons here, maybe more. Oh, he's recubing. No. According to Rich Munich, you have to say, I'm adjusting. We couldn't hear him. Maybe he said he was adjusting the cube. You touch the cube, you have to cube in my game. And if you're caught cheating in the Chicago Chouette, you are barred for 1 round. We're very strict about cheating. 5-3. Plays the 3 off. He's playing safe. The problem with this play is now a 6-5 next time. Leaves a double shot. A 5-4 leaves a shot, but 6-5 is the horror shake here. That's the one he doesn't want to see. It'll never happen. Oops, there it is. Double one's a very good roll. All he wants to do is clear here. He doesn't leave a shot. By the way, the odds are he still will leave a shot before this game is over. And if Kent hits it, he could easily get off this gammon. So this is not the end of the match by any means. Almost always you leave a shot in the bear off. I always do.
I would have cleared the checker off the 5 there.
Off the 5?
Yeah, strip it.
5-3.
If you're going to leave a shot.
It was real close.
Yeah. See, Kent's not running off the back, which you might do to save backgammons, but a backgammon doesn't matter here. Oh, double 6. Great big roll. But you have to worry about a 3 next time. If Camone rolls a 3 next time with just about anything, he's in trouble. Throw double 3 is the only good 3 that's good for him. 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 safe. Good point. So 3 is the magic number here. That's what we're thinking of. And, he does it. Now, this is huge. Kent could actually win this game if he rolls a 3. He's still got equity. Oh, boxes. This is really tough now. There's still problems there. He can roll double 3. He could roll. What's bad here besides double 3? Jeez, I'm having trouble coming up with too many bad rolls here. Had to be a sequence. 3-1 is not. That's actually a pretty bad roll. That leaves him with an odd number of checkers. There's a very high probability of leaving a shot next time. So it looks like the Kent's going to get another shot, and it's big to get a shot and hit it, and he'll save the gammon in most cases. This is a big roll here. Yes, and he does leave a shot. We really need a 2 to see this match continue. It's probably over if he doesn't roll a 2. He didn't. 6-3. Kimona's about to do a repeat. It's time to celebrate, everybody. Match is over. Nothing could happen here. 2 high numbers could happen. Oh, there they are. Last chance, maybe. What if he misses and Kimona rolls a double 1? Oh, he missed. The only thing that helps now is a double 1. Double 1 followed by a 1. Not very good odds. Game over. Match over. Thank you. Great match. What's the PR?
Okay, Kimon played a 2.35 and Kent played a 2.94. Very
Unbelievable. That's one
excellent
of the
play for both
you
players.
won't see many finals anywhere in the world this good. You
With
will
both
not
players
see
playing under 3.
you will not see 2 players playing under 3 this well. Thank you, Steve, for listening to me. It was a pleasure working with you. It
Thanks,
was a
Phil.
great match, great tournament. And now I get to play in the finals of the Masters. We're going to see something really good. Be a lot more to talk about. Here, smile.